but you're going to have the opportunity to come up here and do some of the teaching that I'm giving to you, because that is, again, your Gemini is great at talking, communicating, thinking, teaching, all of those things. Reading, listening, all this. I think that is pretty easy to get the picture of Gemini. So, I'm going to be drawing sticks. I'm going to be having all of your names that you have on your sticky notes right now, and I'll be writing those names on sticks, and I'll have them in a little cup, and I'll draw them. And the person who gets to draw them can sit on the couch or one of these shows one day, or they will be coming up here and they will be, teaching just a little bit of the reading and the content, doing those kind of things. It'll be, kind of fun to, play the role as the teacher. So I think there'll be, kind of a nice opportunity. Just because everything's astrological now, and I want to tie the real life and what what you're talking about, what you're doing, and then tie that back to the astrology section of it. So let's see if there's anything else. I think I talked about it. So page that I've set up for you. Page that I've set up. We're going to be also looking at some, kind of dealing with the whole mentions doing, kind of looking at Gemini as being songs and song lyrics, and understanding Gemini through that. And astrology is really about how to fall in love with yourself and how to appreciate and respect yourself and others. And you don't have to believe in it, but you just have to trust and know that it works. Now what we're going to be doing is, I might talk about just what astrology is a little bit, maybe sometime, but that's not, part of the plan. I want to stick to what the book is talking about, which this is about the specifically Gemini and not the astrology that much at all, astrology as a whole, not specifically Gemini. So what I've done here, if you can see it or not, is I have written down on one side of the board all of the content, all of what, it's like the agenda that we're going to be doing day by day, and kind of just the little activities that we're going to do in the order and the schedule. And then on the other side of the board, I've written down like the different sections of the book and what we're going to be reading out of those sections day by day, because we might not read a whole a whole section. We might read little bits of it. I want to break it up and really elaborate and really talk about it and understand little bits of it in separate days and separate meetings, which I'll email to you about what we're doing with the meeting when you need me. So let's see. So May 25th, I have some very, very special announcements coming up. We're going to talk about getting into the reading and content and all that stuff a little bit later. But tomorrow, actually 2 days from now, Deborah and Melody will be arriving tomorrow, okay? And the next meeting is going to be May 27, which is a couple days from now. They're going to meet every couple of days to every 3 days. So, Deborah Silverman, it's going to be such an honor and thrill, and just a great opportunity to have her here at the Edmonton. To have her come in and be a part of this clubus and our Gemini season, all of its festivities, such as the skits we're doing, such as the reading, which is of all selected your reading, and your solos and the concerts going with this season, and all the extra fun wonderful activities that we're doing. So she'll be coming here tomorrow, and you will get to see her coming May 27th, and she has an elated birthday. May 24th, just yesterday, was her birthday, so happy birthday to her. And we're going to be taking a look at her astrology and her natal chart. After all, that's what she does, and we're just so curious. And she's coming here in North Riding 60, so it should obviously make a lot of sense. And then we're going to have Melody Clutter. And Melody Easter Clutter, she lives here in town. Her house is at the other end of town. And she does singing lessons and piano lessons. And she was a former choir teacher. And she's a Gemini sun. One of the things that we're going to take a look at in here is applying like one of the I cans is I can apply, and we should be able to do and achieve after coming through this, is I can apply the Gemini through the life as well as I can understand the energy of Gemini. I can feel into it, and so on and so on. But you'll see that I can statement chart out as we go. But I can't really think of all the just make it as elaborate and organized as that. But I can connect the Gemini to real life. One of the things that we're going to do is at the very end of this season is a career and how that career would channel Gemini energy and why. So, for example, I think that a very great opportunity and a great career choice for Gemini is a choir teacher. And she used to be a choir teacher. And the current one is also Gemini sun. So that would be a very, very good career choice. And I mean, if you think about it and you understand Gemini, you can see why. So we're going to really apply the Gemini to her career and what she does in her personality, and we'll understand that. So she will be here joining this Gemini club. Deborah Silverman will be here as well. There will be a resemblance prayer tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, or whenever we met. Which will be in place of it, and then 2 days from now, the next meeting. So those are some very, very fun little announcements. That you'll get to look forward to when the time comes. So now what we're going to be doing is let's actually get into some fun, kind of light, fun music. Now, I'll be showing you a couple of things, just a couple of really, really fun things, but I will put the other stuff on the page, or maybe I will play those videos, certain days, or whatever. But the very, very first thing that we're going to look at is the impression of Gemini from Deborah Silverman. So let's see. So I'm going to connect that so that you can hear what it sounds like. And this is going to be a very, very animated and very exaggerated, not realistic version of it. So let's see if I can hook the thing up to, let's see. Okay. Trying to see if I can do this. Let's load this. Okay, I think that there was a cord connecting it. Okay, excuse me. Warm in here. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Deborah Silverman, Gemini, and I hope that you've all seen her channel before. We're going to listen to a couple of videos from her today. And we'll listen to several videos every other day. So how it'll work usually is when you come here on a regular basis, we'll be reading and discussing, watch a couple videos, maybe listen to some music. We'll be doing a reading and maybe doing activities, like little small activities going along with our reading, like either reading or singing or doing a game, going along with whatever we're learning about. So it all comes back to that book. It all comes back to the content of the book. So that's kind of the agenda. So I just want you to hear her impression of Gemini. Okay, so I hope it's going to be loud enough. Okay, so before we do that, I just want to kind of review the basics. So, I'll switch the board over a little bit. So every sign has a ruling planet, an element, a modality, and also a color. So you should all know that beginning with Gemini is air. It is mutable, which is changeable, and those are not the strong signs. Air, thinking, talking, communicating, ideas, mind, you get it. So the mutable, the color for Gemini is yellow. It's like, and I think that you can tell the color just by looking at the front of the book. So the color of the words of the sign, and then the background for the constellation of it. And that's basically like kind of a mustard, musty, like dark yellow. And also Colin Bedell's channel I'll be linking to as well. So sign, date range, constellation, and the author as well. So the color is yellow, and the ruling planet is Mercury, and every sign has a part of the body. Let's see what else. So we have that, and then so some famous Geminis include, you might know these individuals, Idina Menzel, whose birthday is May 30th, who all know plays Elsa, in Frozen. I think that you all should know who she is. And also, every day, the very, very first thing when you do is I'll be writing down the date, and I'll talk about the constellation briefly, and then talk about whose birthday it is. So on this day, for example, in history. So, Idina Menzel, let's see, Johnny Depp, Helen Baldwin Carter, if you know who that is, she's an actress who plays a lot of kind of, I don't know, she played in Harry Potter and Sweeney Todd and all that kind of thing, but we'll talk about it when it comes to time. I don't know if her birthday's today. So, we have that, and then I just want to see when her birthday is. So, Helen Baldwin. That's not even spelled right, I don't know. So let's just put in okay, Helena Oh, her birthday's tomorrow, May 26th. Okay, so we have this. Now, without further ado, I don't want to waste any more time. I want you to hear this, Gemini.
Okay, so Gemini. That's me next. I'm Gemini, right? Yes, okay. Gemini's really interesting because they're always thinking. I think all the time. I lie in bed, I make stuff up. I love when things go wrong. It's something about that entertains me. As soon as the thing goes a little bit off, I find the whole thing funny. If things go predictable and it's all normal, it's like everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm like, this is really boring. Being bored is not fun. Because for me, I have to find something to stimulate me so I keep myself interested. Because when I'm interested, then life becomes colorful. Otherwise, I get bored. But when I'm bored, I get pissy. So I'm giving you an example. I'm opening up the door. I'm showing you myself. So I use something that I'm telling everybody all this, but I'm telling you, check it out. I've got style. I've got real style. I've got a really unique way of doing everything artistic. I've got a great artistic eye. Check it out. However, when it comes to things like decisions, it's a little hard because I call my friend, I call another friend, I call another friend, and I forget my friend. Was I saying or did you say that? Whose idea was it anyway? So it's a little bit hard for me to keep track of all the ideas, but I do include lots of people in my world. I'm very social. I've got great friends. Oh, people love put me in a party, drop me off, and I know everybody. I sit next to this one, I sit next to that one, and I just want to go soon because nobody else there to talk to. Unless, of course, someone's really intellectually interested. Now, there you get me. If you can get me going intellectually, I am so interested in you. Oh, you could keep me going, but as soon as I got to the point where I know what you're going to say, because I've heard you say it before, 3 times, please. That's why I love to go home by myself. I can entertain myself for hours. I got little things going on here. I love stamps and stickers and mailing things, and email was a great gem of my delight. How to communicate with easy steps. Things done. Okay. So lots of people. And going on that internet thing, and you go into all those encyclopedias and read all the information. In fact, I love information. That's why I've got 3 magazines on it. And I don't care what it's about. I can sit and read any magazine at all. It's the colors I get off of. You do commercials on television. You know those like, let me think of some. I'll say them and you just have to laugh. Like, good, good. Candles with chicken soup is, good. Now, why is that in my head? It's a Gemini kind of thing. Where you keep making tunes. And I love those kind of things. And I can just come up with them all the time. People think I'm so funny because that's what I remember them. And you do too once I remind you. That's what I like having you around. I've got a great memory. I do. I have an incredible memory for all kinds of little tidbits. I've got little quirks. I love that word. Quirks, perks, and perky, and a perky. Kids are my favorite thing. Now, you know why I like kids? Kids are fun to play with because they tickle you. They're not caught in all this grown-up bull. Excuse me, stress. That's the Gemini kind of thing. Words slip out of our mouth. Oh my! Try not to say those things. So sometimes I get really quiet.
Impulsive with the words.
You know why?
As well.
No one's listening anyway. I figured it out. So I talk to myself. Put the headset on. I can hear myself for hours. Look out the window. Who needs people? I got nothing inside of my own head. I am not boring. One thing they will not say about me is boring. Did you say emotional? They always ask me that. I studied that. I read books about it. There's sadness, there's anger, and there's all kinds of different feelings that I haven't quite had a direct experience of, but I am studying them. I can't do anger yet. Anger is an interesting one. It's something about getting really pissed off, and then I change my mind. See, my whole thing is just change your mind. Don't go there. Who needs to change it? Really, I just tell people, don't get yourself all screwed up about that stupid emotional stuff. Just change your mind. But I have had a little problem there because I get some of this. It's my only clue. I mean, I get a little confused. I get sometimes emotional, and then I think I eat sugar. I love sugar. It's one of my foods that I'm very emotional. But it doesn't really come with a direct experience, you know what I mean? It's hard for me to feel. I can do emotion. It's just that icky feeling thing where you get really caught in it. It's like, I get bored. I'm very funny. Very witty, entertaining. I've learned over my 16 different relationships to finally get rid of them. Love clothes. Love design. Love colors. Love it. At the end of the story, I figured out loyalty is an important thing. Really, the telephone. I know everybody. I meet people, they like me immediately. Wouldn't you like me? But it's just that people get so boring. I mean, after a certain point, you're going, come on. I love good conversation. When I feel connected to somebody intellectually, can I go for it, baby? I'm not going to pretend, okay? It's either real, you're in my eyes, we're making a connection. That's why I'm loyal, when the person's really with me. I can stay in the game with somebody to keep up with me. That very first person, I like them, that Aries thing, that's fun. But that last person will drive me out of my mind. We talked about the trees once too many. I don't really care about whether or not you want to eat chocolate again.
Taurus.
Oh my God. That is not interesting to me. Interesting to me is science, not only physics. Let's talk about Marilyn Monroe. She's really good. Yes. Every Gemini's a real special. We're not special. Don't feel bad. It's always true. Geminis think they're so special. Gemini's a little bit nuts. That's the point. Don't be surprised when the Gemini's a little bit nuts. It shouldn't be a surprise. Write that down. Gemini nuts.
Okay, that was really, really entertaining. So I hope that you all enjoyed that. And I think now we're gonna take a little break. I need a break. So you all can get a break and stretch or walk and go to the restroom, whatever you need to do. Okay?